Surprise, surprise, surprise. That's what I'm going to talk about today. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pam and today's video is going to be about the most surprising books that I read in 2021. So this year has been a really great reading year for me. I read amazing books this year, like so many. I already did a video on my top 10 best fiction of 2021. I also did a nonfiction version. I also did a worst books of 2021, and I also did my most disappointing books of 2021. I'm gonna leave all those videos in the eye over here so you can check it out if you're interested. But yeah, today is the last version of it. It's my most surprising books. I'm really excited to talk about the books here. I have 8 books here on this list and I'm just really excited to talk about them. Let's get started. So the first book that I want to talk about is a book that I don't own a physical copy of, but I will buy it eventually, and that is Dark Places by Galen Flynn. Why I'm telling this book was surprising is because I absolutely love Gone Girl. Gone Girl is one of my favorite thriller of all time, maybe my favorite one. And this year I read also Sharp Objects, which made it to my top 10 books of 2021. I absolutely loved it. And after that, after Sharp Objects, I read Dark Places, and I was like, no way that Gillian Flynn can like make another amazing book. Like, it's not possible, you know, like no way she's gonna win me over again. But she did. I really enjoy Dark Places. It's not my favorite of hers, but it's solid and it's really good. It's really good. I really love the characters. She writes really unreliable, twisted female characters, which I love so much. And in this case, again, like we don't even know who to trust, and it's really unsettling. This book was really unsettling because in this one, who's the bad guy? Who's the good guys? I don't know. And I was on the edge of my seat for the entirety of this book. I absolutely loved it. So yes, it was a surprising book because, like I said, I thought Gillian Flynn would fluke at some point and one of her books would be like disappointing or like not as good as the other one, but no, she's good. So I'm gonna read everything that she's gonna write in the future. Like, she's a autobi author for me at this point. Yeah. Next is The City in the Middle of the Night by Charlie Jane Anders. This was surprising because, first of all, I knew nothing about this book, like nothing. So I had like pretty low expectation going into it. I know it was a sci-fi book. I know it was like one part of this land is sunny, the other part is like always night. But yeah, wow, this book was so much more than that. Like, so much more. I got surprised by the characters, by the plot, by the sci-fi elements. Like, what? I loved it. Even though it was a sci-fi book, it really talked about issues and topics that we have in current modern day. So I really love the mix of the two. It was so good. It was so good. I was so surprised, like I said, because I expected so not that. Really. I want to read more by Charlie Jane Anders. Like, if she writes all her science fiction like she wrote this one, I want to read more from her. I really enjoyed that book. So surprising. Yeah. Great. The next book is The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by Arthur Conan Doyle. Why is it a surprise? Because I do not tend to enjoy classics. Okay, classics are not, especially like English classics, are not easy for me to read. I am a French Canadian, so my first language is French. I work in French. My family's all speaking French, so Old English is really hard for me to understand. It takes me a while to get to understand and just to grasp the story, you know. But The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes is written in a way that it's so easy to understand. Like, it's so easy to understand. And it was so fun to read. It's fun, it's easy. I love the characters. It was a blast to read. I really enjoyed myself. I was a bit on the fence just because, like I said, English is not my first language, and I was scared that I wouldn't understand certain words or I wouldn't really understand the whole story and the whole picture. No, this was so easy to read. Arthur Conan Doyle has a really great writing style for me. It works. It just works. So I was surprised because I do not tend to click with classic that much in my life ever. So loved it. I'm really excited to read more Sherlock Holmes stories because I loved it. It was so good. Next is Over the Woodward Wall by Debra Baker. This is such a tongue twister for me. Anyway, the Debra Baker is basically Sharon Maguire. It's a pen name. But this is a middle grade story, and it's set in the world of middle game. And I was not expecting to love this as much as I did. Because I love the Woodward Children series by Sharon Maguire. Really enjoy this series a lot. I didn't know how her writing would translate to like middle grade, because the Wayward Children series and Middle Game are adult books, but it was immaculate. It was perfect. It was so good. It was so entertaining and surprised me of how much fun I had reading that book. And I'm so excited to read the second one because I had so much fun. It was so fun. So that was my surprise. How much fun it was, basically. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one. Talking about Middle Game, the next one is Middle Game by Sharon Maguire. This one, I was so surprised because there's so many mixed reviews online. There's so many people who said like, this is not good. And so many people have said like, this is my favorite book of all time. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. So I had a low expectation, and wow, was I surprised. This is a roller coaster story. You know, it sells as like two siblings named Roger and Dodger. Just the names are ridiculous. One of them is really good with like numbers and math, and the other one is like really good with letters and, you know, words and that stuff. And basically they were created by that person, and that's pretty much all I knew about this book. And it's so much more. I loved it. I flew through it. It was so good. It was so entertaining. It was so fun. Sharon Maguire as a way to just put me right into the story and keep me there, because it's so interesting and so entertaining and it's so captivating. That's the word. Her stories, her characters are so captivating that I want to know more. She's really good. So I think again at this point, Sharon Maguire is probably like an auto-buy author. I really love her. I really love her writing. I really love her characters. I really love her story, her plot. She's great. So this was a surprise. I love the Wayward Children series so much. And I was like, no way she can beat that, you know. She didn't beat that, but she came close to it. That was so good. So good. Next is Sawkill Girls by Claire Legrand. I went into this book knowing nothing. I knew it was queer. I knew there were like monsters. I was so pleasantly surprised for a YA horror book to be as good as this one. It was so fun. I love the characters. I love their relationships. It was really complex. I really loved the plot. It was so fun. I had a blast reading that book, really. I'm really excited for what Claire Legrand is gonna write in the future, because she made that one really good. And I'm not a horror fan. I don't watch any horror movies. I hate being scared. I hate it. But I had so much fun reading this. And this book was more like disgusting and more like unsettling than like scare jumps and all that stuff. I hate scare jumps. They're so cheap. I hate them. This was more unsettling, and that's what I like in horror books, to be not comfortable. That's the kind of scare that I like. So this delivered. This was really good. Really happy I read it. Next one is Miracle Creek by Angie Kim. I absolutely love this one. Almost made it to my top 10 favorite books of the year. This was so good. This is a thriller, a legal thriller. So basically it takes place mostly in a courtroom. Made me realize I really love that. Really. I read another book this year that is courtroom thriller, and I enjoyed it. So I think I found a little niche in the thriller genre that I really love, and it's legal courtroom thrillers. This was amazing. This was amazing. I didn't anticipate any of the twists and the turns. I didn't know who was the bad guy until the very end when it was revealed. It was so good. And the characters, oh my god, the characters were amazing. You feel for everyone, but at the same time you suspect everyone. Which I loved. It was perfect. I really, really enjoyed that book. Didn't expect to love it as much as I did. I thought it would be like I don't know, I didn't have a lot of expectation, so I was pleasantly surprised. Really loved the writing style, so really loved, like I said, the characters, and it was really well crafted. Really enjoyed it. And finally, the last book that surprised me in 2021 is Truth Wish. So, by Susan Dennard. This was a reread for me. The first time that I read that book, I think it was 2017, 2018. I think it's more 2018. And I listened to the audiobook and I forgot everything about it. I didn't understand a thing. So the audiobook was not the way for me to do it. And this year, Jade over at JD Reads hosted a Witch Along, which was to read the Witchland series throughout the first couple months of the year in anticipation of Witch Shadow, the new release of this year. So I decided to reread Truth Witch, and I loved it. I really, really, really enjoyed myself reading this. This is not like a perfect fantasy, everything makes sense by the end of the first book at all. It's not that. I think I'm still confused of where the story is going, even though I read 5 books, like 4 books and a novella. I still don't know, and I can't really anticipate where this is going. But I enjoyed myself. I'm really enjoying myself reading those books. I think they're fun. I think the magic system is really, really interesting. The world building is a little bit lacking, I would say, but we're getting more and more of the story and world building as we are going along. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised because I didn't like my first read of it because I didn't understand a thing. But my reread of it, I really enjoyed it. So that was a surprise for me for this year. So this is it, guys. This is my most surprising books of 2021. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments which book surprised you most this year, as I would like to know. And I'll see you in a next video. Bye!